All right, hey guys. We are continuing with these conceptual or unusual ACT math questions that are usually found on the math exam. They're always, or most frequently, found from question number 30 to 60. I have selected these particular questions because many of the students that I have trained seem to struggle with these particular questions the most. And if you're using this June 2019 exam, perhaps you have struggled with the same ones. Highly likely anyway. The other reason why I'm doing this is because we're trying to reach young adults who don't have any access to help. And we want to provide as many people help as we can. So please like and share and subscribe to the channel. And with that in mind, let's go on to the first question. The first question, which of the following equations is that of a circle? Okay, we're talking about a circle, and it says it has a center of 1, -4, and a radius of 5 coordinate units. Let me get my pen in order here, so I'll make sure I got something to write with. The first thing you need to think about is this standard form of the equation of the circle. X minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to the radius squared. These answers are in this standard form. Now notice your h and your k value come together to give us the coordinate pair for the center of the circle. Okay, and in this case, they tell us our center is 1, -4. Yeah, 1, -4. Now, our h is a 1, so we're going to rewrite this. X minus 1 squared plus y. Now, our k value is a -4. So since that's a -4 and we're subtracting it, it becomes +4. Squared is equal to the radius squared. Now they tell us in the question that the radius is equal to 5. So therefore 5 squared. Okay, so let's rewrite this thing. X minus 1 squared plus y plus 4 squared is equal to 5 squared, which is 25. Now search for your answer, and then you end up finding out it is answer choice J. Now it's really important to remember when your coordinate pairs have negatives, it's going to change the sign in the formula. So keep that in mind. All right. Okay, so this is about probability. The probabilities that each of the two independent events will occur. So we're trying to figure out what's the probability of two independent events occurring together. And when that happens, you multiply the independent probabilities together. So it says, what is the probability that both events A and B will occur? That is P, A, and probability A and B. So you just take 0.2, 0, and 0.4, 0, multiply them together. Now count the number of decimals. So there's 3, we've got to add a 0. So it is 0.08. Answer choice F. All right. Okay, so what we have here If you look at the note, it says the law of sines. So they're wanting us to use the law of sines. A forest fire is contained within a triangular region. The supervising firefighter plans to fight the fire by positioning a firefighter about every 4 meters along the perimeter. Which expression best estimates the planned number of firefighters along the perimeter? So the law of sines, it's important to make sure you know this, memorize it. I'm going to write it with the angles in the numerator. So sine angle A divided by its side length A. Sine angle B divided by its side length B. Sine angle C divided by its side length C. They're lowercase letters, all right? Now we need the perimeter. We already know one side is 130. So we've got that. We need to figure out the other two sides. So I'm going to change my pen color. Let me change it to red so I can write on the figure. I'm going to label 91 degrees angle C. I'm going to label 47 angle B, just because I choose to. And the unknown angle, I'm going to label it A. Now, if you add 91 and 47, subtract that from 180, you should get 42 degrees. So angle A is 42 degrees. Okay. Now we need to label the sides. The side opposite of the angle is how we're going to label this. So angle A side is lowercase here. Angle B side is this side. Angle C is the 130. Okay. Now we need to leverage our equation by filling in the information that we know. So sine of angle A, so that's going to be sine 42 degrees. We don't know the side length. We're going to leave it over A. Sine of angle B is 47. We don't know the side length. It stays B. Sine C, that's 91 degrees. And its side length is 130. Now we're going to use sine of 91 over 130 and set up proportions here to solve for sides A and B. So I'm going to start with just solving for B. So let me write it right here. So sine of 47 degrees over B is equal to sine of 91 over 130. Now you can cross multiply and divide. So 130 times the sine of 47 is equal to B times the sine of 91. We're going to divide by the sine of 91. So we're going to have 130 sine of 47 divided by sine of 91. All right, that's side length B. Now, we're going to do the same thing for side length A. So I'm going to write it here. Sine of 42 divided by A is equal to sine of 91 divided by 130. Do the math again. You'll get 130 sine 42 is equal to A times the sine of 91. Divide by the sine of 91, 130 sine of 42 divided by sine of 91 is equal to A. So we know what A and B is, and we know what C is. So we can figure out the perimeter. So it's going to be 130 plus 130 sine of 42 over sine of 91 plus 130 sine of 47 over sine of 91. Okay, now we got one more thing to do. We want to make this in divisions of 4 because it says the supervising firefighter plans to fight the fire by positioning a firefighter about every 4 meters along the perimeter. So we need to divide this thing all by 4. Okay, now, which one of these has that equation set up? And if you look closely, you'll see that it is answer choice A. Now, the law of sines, you must memorize. I can't ever recall them actually writing it within the question. Maybe 1 or 2 times, but memorize it. The law of cosines, every time I've seen it on the test, this formula is always written in the note. All right, let's move on. Okay, so we have this circle. It says the graphs of y is equal to negative x plus 1, y is equal to x minus 3, and x squared plus y squared is equal to 9 are on the coordinate plane. The shaded region is the solution set to one of the following systems of inequalities. Which system is it? All right, so notice that the line x minus 3, everything is shaded below that line. Not partially, but everything. So we're going to focus on that particular line. Now it's bounded by the circle, x squared plus y squared is equal to 9. So with that being said, how do the equations y is equal to x minus 3 and x squared plus y squared equal to 9 relate to one another? So everything is below, let's take the first one, y is equal to x minus 3. Everything is shaded below that. So we're going to get nothing but negative numbers for the y values. So that means we'll rewrite the equation as y must be less than or equal to x minus 3. Now, it's bounded by the circle. So we have to use x squared plus y squared is equal to 9. Now, it has to be less than because the values that shaded in are closer to the origin. So therefore, you're going to have x squared plus y squared is less than or equal to 9. Now we have both of our equations. Y less than or equal to x minus 3. And x squared plus y squared is less than or equal to 9. And that's going to be your answer choice A. Next question. Okay, we've got an interesting graph. It says the function is shown below with several points. Another function, g of x, is defined such that g of x, so g of x is equal to negative f of x minus 3. And they want to know, what is g of 4? Well, if we go to the point where we have 4 it, the corresponding y value is a negative 1. So therefore, we're going to have negative 1 f of x, or you can call it y, minus 3. Okay, -1 minus 3 is going to be a -4. There's a negative outside here. So a negative times a negative is going to give you a positive 4. So now we know that the value that we're looking for is J, 4. Okay, let's move on. All right, so I'm going to change my pen color so that I can write on the graph. The frequency histogram below shows the distribution of the heights in inches of 11 basketball players. So we have number of players on the y-axis and the number of, or the height in inches on the x-axis. So there are 3 players that are 66 inches tall. There are 2 that are 68. There's one that's 70. There's one that's 73, one that's 74, one that's 76. And there are 2 that are 77. So that's a total of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 11 total players. Now, using the data from the frequency histogram, what is the sum of the mean and the median of this distribution? All right, so let me change my pen. We have to list all these heights in order. We have 3 66s. 66, 66, 66. We have 2 68s. We have 1 70. We have a 73. We have a 74. We have a 76. And then we have 2 77s. Well, the median is supposed to be the middle number. So we can mark these off. 66, 77, 77, 66, 66, 76, 68, 74, 68, 73. So the lone number in the middle is our median. So our median, is 70. Now, we got to figure out the mean. We're going to take all these numbers, add them up, and divide by 11. And when you do that, you can get like 781 over 11. And that's going to be equal to 71. That's our mean. Now it says, what is the sum of the mean and the median? Okay, so the mean, 71. The median is 70. 71 and 70 is 141. Answer choice F. All right. I gotta get some new glasses. Okay, here we go. Final problem. In the standard coordinate plane, what is the y-intercept of the graph of the function y is equal to f of x? Defined below. So that's going to be a linear line. And this is a piecewise graph. And what we want to do is we want to look at the only line that is possibly crossing the x-axis. X squared minus 1, you can only use x values less than -3 to put in there. So with that in mind, let me kind of just sketch a graph. So here's -3. So x squared minus 1, we can only use values -3, less than -3. So they're moving to the left. So that graph is going to be out here to the left somewhere. Now 2x minus 5 is a linear line, and that has a slope of 2. So we know that it's going to cross the y-axis somewhere. And we're going to use the numbers -3 all the way to 2. So that line is going to cross somewhere between those numbers. So therefore, we can take 2x minus 5 Now, remember, this is slope-intercept form, mx plus b, where b is our y-intercept. So -5 will be our y-intercept. That will be answer choice A. Okay. That's the last problem in this series. And I hope that this has helped you. And I wish you all the best whenever you're going to take the ACT sometime this year, 2023. Just remember, keep your study on a regular plan. Don't miss any study sessions that you have planned. And when you get to the test, put all your worries to the side. Focus on the test. Don't look up until the proctors call time. And when they call time, that section's over. Forget about it. Don't let any thoughts deter you. Keep your thoughts of yourself positive. And then finish the test, walk out that door, and forget it. There's nothing you can do at that point. You can always retake it. Now, good luck with everything that you're doing. And please remember, help us find those young adults who don't have any help so that we can at least provide some type of help to them. So you got to like, share, and subscribe. That way you and I can work as a team and we can affect somebody else's life in a positive manner. Wishing you all the best. Have a great day.